back to my channel. Okay. Okay, that might screw me over a little. First off, it's been kind of storming a little bit before I started recording this. It sounds like it's calmed down, but just in case, I'm telling you now. Also, news for the channel. I now have a capture card. So, yeah. I'll probably, hopefully have some of Nito to unbox too next Friday, hopefully. But I just wanted to show you that, so that way I didn't have to unbox it later on camera. Anyways, so getting into the list here, it's going to be the same format. I'll probably be able to put in more of my own actual stuff this time, unlike last time where it was all just... I didn't even use my own Kirby pinball footage now I think about it. Whoops. But I'll probably be able to do my own footage this time, since a lot of it's games I own still. But number 10 is Pokemon Gen 3, Ruby and Sapphire, and Emerald. More Emerald than all the rest, but it's more on the list to pay respects. I've never actually played these titles, but I have played their remakes, so they're on there out of respect. I know you would think I'm a Pokemon fanboy after the top two of my last one being Pokemon games, and then the bottom on this one is also a Pokemon game, but yeah. At number 9 we have Star Wars Episode 3. I'm not sure if anybody's even really heard of this game. It was made by Lucasfilms. I'm not sure if it was made during the production of Episode 3 or not, because Game Boy Advance. You want the proof that this game even exists? I'll give you proof. Even though you're actually seeing the game in the corner already. Hold on. And this is, in fact, a real cartridge. I'm not sure if that's going to show up on camera, but you should be able to see the Nintendo logo. It's not misspelled or anything. So, yeah. It was actually made by Ubisoft, too. It's a very interesting game. I'm just curious as to when this was actually made, though, because Episode 3 came out, like, during the time that the DS was just coming off of being the thing, and no. It was, like, in the middle of the DS's life, never mind, but still. Like, was it made sometime after the, originals? Like, I don't know when it was made, but it follows the story of the actual movie tremendously well. And even bases it around what Yoda said in the first episode. You know, that famous line. Hate leads to anger, anger leads to that. Yeah, you know what I'm saying there. I can't remember it. I'd have to rewatch the whole movie, and I don't want to do that. But, anyways, moving on, we've got Spyro Orange. Trying to copy, Pokemon's whole naming scheme of colors, I guess. I'm not sure if there was any other Game Boy titles in the Spyro Game Boy line of games, but Spyro Orange was specifically a Spyro and Crash Bandicoot crossover thing. At least that's what it was intended to be. You play as Spyro the whole game, but you do talk to Crash characters, so... And the main enemy is Ripto. Well, that's a given, but to get to Ripto you have to go through... No, you didn't. Never mind. But yeah, so... Another interesting point about the game, though, other than its lackluster gameplay, it's not at the very top because of how poorly executed it was. Like, the minigames just killed it for me. But Um, the real draw to it is, hold on, I actually have to look up this code. I have a, there it is. Shouldn't take too long. Oh, it'd be an S's, right? Sparrow Orange, okay. So, let me see here. Okay, so if you start up the game and hold L and R at the same time, you get to play a little mini rhythm game called Crash Party USA Mini. And supposedly, in the GameCube version of Crash Bandicoot Wrath of Cortex, if you put the Spyro Orange cartridge into a Game Boy Advance player, whatever they're called, I don't know what they're called. If you put that into one of those, you can play the exact same minigame, but instead it's Spyro. It's even on the options though, you can see it. It just doesn't unlock unless you put the game in, so yeah. So it's a very interesting mechanic, I guess. I mean, it's not anything too special, but yeah. Anyways, moving on. Number 7, I do not know the full title of this game. I'll probably leave it in the thing over here. But, there was a Rugrats title that I played when I was a kid that I remember very well. And the reason I remember it so well is because it was pretty much a huge collection of well-done minigames. That's all I can say. I mean, at the end of the day, it's still low because there was no story, and it got confusing at times trying to figure out how to even, you know, technically beat the game. Which, technically, there is no way since it's just a collection of minigames. What you're doing is selecting minigames, but as a kid, you're just confused, and you're like, okay, why am I not unlocking anything else? But anyways, yeah. So moving on, at number 6, and this is a game I'm playing right now, and probably deserves to be a bit higher, but you'll see why it's not much higher. There's a lot of great games here. At number 6 is Mario & Luigi Superstar Saga. It's a very well done game. I'm still playing it even. It's actually a game I started playing later on, after disc traders opened sometime. I bought it, so yeah, it was a very good RPG. It had some very interesting mechanics that I was not expecting. Yeah, I like it. At number 5 is something that should have been on the Game Boy list, but there was a Game Boy Advance version of it, Tetris. Also the Game Boy Advance version is the way to play it, as it's in color, and it's more like the version that we all know. I also remember a little guy, no, that was the PS2 version of it. It might make a return to PS2 list. But I remember like a little guy running along the blocks, and you had to not crush him as you cleared the blocks. It was very difficult and added a whole new level of fun to the game. I liked it. It was a very good strategy to just kind of block him in too. So, alright, moving on to number 4. We have the DKC Trilogy, Donkey Kong Country. I only have the third one, but I remember when I was a kid playing the original. And then, yeah, so these games were on the Game Boy Advance. They were ported to the Game Boy Advance. It's very obvious they were ported to the Game Boy Advance. They were originally released for the SNES. But there are some things different about the Game Boy ports, like different secrets and such. So, and I found out the hard way because I was playing the Game Boy Advance version as I was playing the SNES version of the original. DKC. So I'm currently playing DKC 3 myself. There's also an LP I started a while ago, and I'll probably have to finish later on, but who knows when I'll get back to it. I've got a lot of LPs to finish. That's a good thing that it's just a good thing that I've got this whole schedule figured out, because if I didn't, I'd probably still be doing random games whenever. So, thank the Lord for that, right? Anyways, moving on from the DKC trilogy, at number 3 we have Mega Man Zero 3. Now, I'm pretty sure there were some other Mega Man Zero titles on the Game Boy Advance as well, but Zero 3 was the only one that I've actually played on the Game Boy Advance, and actually I have no idea where my copy of Mega Man Zero 3 came from. Hold on, let me just show you my copy. Like, we found it in my grandparents' driveway. They had no idea who it belonged to. It was like during the time that everyone was playing the DSi, so nobody else in the family was claiming it. Maybe somebody lost it, I don't know. But it had a lot of dirt in it, and once we cleaned out all that dirt, we still couldn't get to play because there was still some dirt in the label that wasn't letting it like come into the game. So we actually had to tear off the label as we were cleaning it. So yeah, I replaced the title with tape and put in the name of the game there. The title was already pretty hard to read. It was all scratched up and such. So this was a pretty beat up game when I got it. I have no idea where it came from, but yeah, I played it pretty late into the DS's life, I would say. Everybody was already playing the DSi, and the DSi XL was coming out, if I recall. And I'll tell you, I've been stuck on the last level for the longest time. I just finished it. Or not the last level, but the level where the bosses, the baby elves. So, yeah, I've been stuck there for a little while, so. But I'll tell you, it's a top-notch 2D platformer. So, yeah. Moving on to number 2. Wow, my voice actually cracked. That hardly ever happens. But moving on to number 2, we have Duel Masters Kaijudo Master. There's actually 3 titles in this series of games. Now, only reason it's so high is because I'm a huge fan of Duel Masters. I would completely prove that by showing you guys some cards, but unfortunately I was introduced to the game really late into, well, not even really late into its life, like way after its life, like once it was dead and gone, and the only resonance of it that came back was like in 2010 or something like that, and I didn't know about it till last year, which was Kaijudo, and that died off within a year or two. So the only amount of the card game that I actually got to play before finding the video games was with my friend who introduced me to the game in the first place. He even let me borrow his light deck for a little while. Eventually I returned it to him, unfortunately. Not that, you know, it's just they're discontinued. So right now the only way I can buy the cards online shopping, and at the current moment I don't even have the money. Like, I have the money but I don't. Like, I want to waste it on important shit before I waste it on unimportant shit. So yeah, but going back to the game, now it's certainly not the best Duel Masters game. For one, it doesn't even have some of my favorite cards. Like, it has a lot of my favorite cards in it, but it doesn't have my absolute favorite card, which is the card that my friend always beat me with, the Billion Degree Dragon. It might, I don't know, it seems to have a lot of the dragon cards in it, but from what I know about it, yeah, I'm not expecting to see the Billion Degree Dragon. Bullshock Dragon and Gatling Sky Terror are in there, so don't be too disappointed. Those fan favorites are still there. But yeah, it's a very interesting game. It's almost kind of like a Pokemon TCG, which should have been on the Game Boy list as well. Sorry. I just completely overlooked it as I was writing out that list. There's a lot of games I overlooked when I was writing that list. But, yeah, it's kind of like that, where it's like an RPG style game, and you kind of go through tournaments and such to advance. It's really interesting. I like it. And you can choose your deck for however you want. So you can build your deck or keep it the same throughout the whole thing. I don't care what you do. I personally like to make counter decks. Like if I know it's a fire dark deck that I'm going to be up against, I'll probably do something like water light. Which, now that I think about it, sounds like a really good deck type. Water light. But you get what I'm saying, so we're just gonna move on now. At my top of the list, I do not own this game right now, so there's no one getting the footage of this one. I used to own it. As a matter of fact, I was playing it around the time that I was playing Star Wars Episode 3. And this is LEGO Star Wars 1. Believe it or not, this game's like an interesting cusp between the old LEGO games and the new LEGO games. So we've got this very niche camera angle that I really like, except for when it tries to be all 3D. It's a very good 2D camera angle, and I like it. But the game acts like one of the newer LEGO tiles, but it's not based all around puzzles. Not completely anyways. Like, all the puzzles are in Genocide. Everything else is like just easy hack and slash, build, get your shit done kind of thing. It's easy to get through, it's a fun game, and you go through the prequels, surprisingly enough. Yeah, that was another thing that made me like kind of cock my head. I think I kind of... Stupid cat. Well, we got some meow combos, don't we? Arr. Yeah, we recently got her back into the house. Took forever, too. Eventually we almost gave up, so that's why she's so skinny now. But, anyways. Well, hello. Anyways. Jeez, you're not gonna let me talk, are you? Anyways, so it's very interesting that I went through the prequels, and it's the first Star Wars LEGO game, as far as I know. Because if you go for LEGO Star Wars 2, you actually do go through, excuse me, the original 3. And now you know why they called the complete saga LEGO Star Wars 3. But, yeah. It was very interesting. And I think there was a PC version of it that was literally the same exact thing, so... I'm not sure if I can find it or anything, but... I highly recommend it. So, that is the end of this list. If you liked the video, please leave a like and subscribe. There's probably going to be some weird cuts in this video. There are links in the description, and I shall see you guys in the next video. What? What?